R2-D2, where are you? At last! Where have you been? What are we going to do? We'll be sent to the spice mines of Kessel or smashed into who knows what.
You'd think after an assassin droid sacrificed himself to save Baby Yoda, he'd be the best droid in Star Wars, right? Well, not so fast. Because today, I'm ranking every major droid in the Star Wars universe, from the ones who reprogrammed themselves into heroes to the ones who couldn't hit a stormtrooper if they were standing still. Because let's be honest, some droids in this galaxy are straight up war heroes, and some, they couldn't fix a toaster if their memory bank depended on it. So stick around till the end, because the top spot might surprise you, and once you hear my ranking, you're either gonna fight me in the comments or totally agree. Let's get into it. Number 12. 4-LOM. Yes, this protocol droid turned bounty hunter has only a few seconds of screen time in The Empire Strikes Back, but fans who've dug deeper into canon know he's way more dangerous than he looks. Originally a protocol droid like C-3PO, 4-LOM rewired himself and became a hunter for hire alongside Zuckuss. That's right, this protocol droid reprogrammed his own moral compass for cash. While he doesn't get to flex much on screen, legends and canon suggest he's deadly accurate, coldly calculating, and possibly force sensitive, depending on your source. He ranks last on this list because he's more concept than character in the movies, but the idea of a polite, golden droid choosing to become a bounty hunter, that alone earns him a spot. Number 11. B-1 Battle Droids. Roger. Look, I know these guys are basically cannon fodder. Clumsy, easily confused, and not the sharpest processor in the droid army. But hear me out. They did one thing well. Flood the battlefield. They gave the Republic, and later the Jedi, someone to fight. In sheer numbers alone, they were a menace. And in the Clone Wars, we got to see their weird personalities come through. Some were kind of funny, some were self-aware, a few even questioned orders. Sure, they're not elite, but they were essential to the biggest galactic conflict outside the Empire. That's worth something. Number 10. R5-D4. This red and white astromech pops up only briefly in A New Hope as the droid that malfunctions during Uncle Owen's droid auction. His bad motivator leads to Luke's family picking R2-D2 instead, and just like that, he changes the fate of the galaxy by failing. But here's the twist, the Mandalorian brought him back. He's still clunky, still nervous, but helping out Din Djarin when no one else would. That's a redemption arc for a droid who once blew his one job. No real heroics, no battles won, but R5 goes from footnote to foot soldier. Still low tier, but no longer just a punchline. Number 9. GNK Power Droid, or Gonk. These walking battery bricks are all over A New Hope, first seen on the Death Star, then in background shots everywhere. They supply power to ships and buildings and occasionally get destroyed. In fan lists, they get some love for cuteness alone. In the Bad Batch, one named Gonky is adopted and actually does save the team by supplying power during escape. That's the only time a GNK shows real value. Before that, they just shuffle around silently and occasionally supply juice. They rank low because their usefulness is situational. Most of the time they're just ambience, not active participants. Only once did one show real importance, enough to nudge them above broken astromechs. Number 8. Droidicus. These rolling spider tanks from the Phantom Menace were terrifying when they showed up. They zipped out of nowhere, deflected blaster bolts with shields, blew up Gungans, and nearly killed Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan. They rank here because they delivered pure battlefield chaos. They were fast, brutal, and unexpected, but they weren't smart. They charge, shield, shoot, repeat, and then Anakin easily dismantles them. Number 7. Chopper. Chopper earns the number 7 spot not for charm, but for raw impact. As the Ghost Crew's astromech in Star Wars Rebels, he's directly responsible for countless successful missions and is canonically linked to the deaths of over 50,000 Imperials. Built from scraps after a Y-Wing crash, Chopper became a master saboteur, pilot, slicer, and infiltrator, often completing critical tasks that turned the tide in the early rebellion. His loyalty to Hera Syndulla and the crew runs deep, even if it's buried under layers of sarcasm and grumbling. Number 6. C-3PO. The Golden Protocol droid, fluent in 6 million forms of communication, appears in all Skywalker saga films. He frequently translates, negotiates, and deciphers code to help his allies avoid Imperial traps. That's real mission support. Yet, he consistently panics, malfunctions, and needs rescuing. He doesn't directly fight or override enemy systems. He mostly warns, quips, and threats. Friendly, polite, sometimes telling the heroes what the odds are, but he doesn't do the heavy lifting. So C-3PO ranks in the lower half because his contributions are valuable but often passive. He sees everything, tells us about it, but rarely swings a lightsaber or blows up a starfighter. Number 5. K2SO. K2SO wasn't just another background droid he used to work for the Empire, until Cassian gave him a personality upgrade and turned him into a blunt force freedom fighter. This guy could hack security terminals, punch stormtroopers into next week, and still find time to roast you with dry one-liners. His biggest moment? Holding off waves of troopers on Scarif so Jyn and Cassian could steal the Death Star plans. And when his blaster runs out, he doesn't run. He takes the hits, locks the door behind them, and dies a hero. But don't mistake him for just comic relief. K2 was the full package. So yeah, number 6 is earned. K2SO didn't just make you laugh, he changed the tide of the war. A walking tank with sass and sacrifice? Certified legend. Number 4. L337. Introduced in Solo, L337 is no ordinary droid. She's self-assembled, self-modified, and revolutionary, advocating for droid rights aboard the Falcon. In the Kessel heist, she pilots the ship and actively frees enslaved droids in the space mines. Her software and personality are unique and uncompromising. In the end, she sacrifices herself by transferring her identity into the Falcon's central computer core, giving the ship sentience and navigation consciousness. That's huge. She dies, but her code lives on, and thanks to her, the Falcon gains its iconic navigational ability. She ranks solidly above protocol and background because she shaped events, advanced droid autonomy, and made a permanent game-changing impact. Number 3. BB-8. Okay, now we're talking crowd favorites. BB-8 first appears in The Force Awakens. Cute, round, adventurous, witty with beeps. He rolls around, steals the map, interacts with Poe and Rey, and even sneaks into Starkiller Base. Brave little ball. Why is he third? Because he's heroic, loyal, and unexpected. He's not a predictable mechanic droid. He has personality and heart. He shows emotion, bravery, cleverness, and comedic timing. And he's vital. If BB-8 never delivered that map, the Resistance loses. That's huge. Number 2. IG-11. This bounty hunter droid from The Mandalorian starts as an assassin hunting Grogu, but after being repaired and reprogrammed by Kuiil, he adapts into a protector, healer, and sacrificial guardian. He's the assassin droid who saved Baby Yoda. He was reprogrammed into a nurse, a protector, and eventually a hero. His sacrifice in The Mandalorian wasn't just epic, it hit fans right in the feels. He walks into lava, calmly self-destructs to wipe out stormtroopers, and saves Grogu and the gang without blinking a photoreceptor. IG-11 went from kill all humans to save the baby. That's not just a character arc, that's an emotional roller coaster with blasters, and that's why he's second on the list. Number 1. Okay, you all guessed it. It's R2-D2. He's short, he's sassy, and he's basically carried the entire Skywalker saga on his metal head. Sure, you thought it might be K2SO, the snarky rebel with fists of steel, or maybe IG-11, the lava-walking nurse assassin who made us cry over a droid. But come on, be honest with yourself. No one, and I mean no one, has done more for the galaxy across more eras than R2-D2. This little can of courage saved Queen Amidala's ship while everyone else panicked, guided Anakin Skywalker to victory like a co-pilot with attitude, delivered Leia's "Help me, Obi-Wan" message that literally started the rebellion, fixed the Falcon's hyperdrive like it was just another Tuesday, hacked into enemy systems like he was born to break firewalls, and yeah, helped win the Battle of Endor. All of that with nothing but beeps. No words, no sass, just relentless bravery and perfect timing. He's been there from the prequels to the sequels, outlived Jedi, Sith, and entire empires, and never once asked for a medal. Though, let's be honest, he earned at least 10. R2-D2 isn't just the best droid in Star Wars, he's the underdog MVP of the galaxy. So, there you have it. From background bots like Forlom and GNKs to reprogrammed rebels like K2SO and L337, all the way up to BB-8's heroics and IG-11's sacrifice, and while a lot of you probably expected him at the top, it's R2-D2 who takes the number 1 spot. But what do you guys think? Should IG-11 have taken the crown? Should Chopper have ranked even higher? Hit the comments and make your case. I want to know who your number 1 droid is. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell. Next time, we're diving into the wildest force powers we've barely seen on screen. Until then, may the force and the droids be with you.